Hello, hello, my beautiful soul tribe. All right, guys, so Spirit is calling me to make a longer video for this particular energy. I was sitting at the table just pulling energy, and the same story keeps coming up, right? And so we're going to sit down and try to dig into this a little bit more. But the gist of the energy that keeps coming up, we'll just start here. All right, so collective, there's someone here that's very surprised. Maybe that you've matured. Someone's surprised that you've matured and that you've gone through an awakening, okay? Or you could be surprising a mature woman as you go through an awakening, but I feel like down here we've got two masculine energies, okay? I feel like you are this mature woman who's experiencing an awakening, and that's surprising a lot of folks, right? That's what I'm getting. Because you could have been abandoned by your divine masculine, okay? And that was supposed to put you in some sort of mentally, emotionally unstable energy that was going to block your awakening. But see, what happened instead is you aligned. You aligned and you broke free from bondage. Oh, you broke free from bondage here. You changed the game. You were supposed to be left in this Jezebel spirit, okay? This Jezebel lustful type energy. Feeling abandoned by your divine masculine was supposed to turn you toxic, right? And therefore it was supposed to block your achievements here. And so this is why your divine masculine abandoned you, right? It's a plan. This was a plan, because down here, okay, the energy that came up was the Two of Wands with the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is following a plan, following somebody's plan here. And I was like, well, whose plan is this King of Cups following? What is the plan, right? And what came up was the King of Wands with the Page of Cups, which is telling me this King of Cups is listening to this another masculine energy. Okay, this other masculine energy is seen as some sort of leader, right? Maybe they hold some sort of important position in their community. And this King of Wands energy was coaxing. I'm hearing coaching also. So this King of Wands has been coaching this King of Cups, telling them what to do, and they've been saying, "Hey, don't worry, do this work, King of Cups. We're gonna protect you. You're protected." Right? I feel like the King of Cups is supposed to be this lover king energy. Okay, this King of Cups may be your divine masculine, or was your divine masculine, who walked away, abandoned you, right? This King of Cups was supposed to be devoted and appreciative, right? This King of Cups was supposed to put you on some sort of pedestal, join you in this path of enlightenment. This King of Cups was supposed to take a leadership position themselves, but they didn't. Instead, they listened to somebody who they already saw as a leader. It's like they gave their power away to this King of Wands, because maybe they thought the King of Wands, had something more than them. I don't know. So this King of Cups energy followed the plan, and they were told, "Hey, it's okay. I'm gonna protect you." So maybe this King of Wands has, their hands in people's pockets, or they know powerful people, or maybe they're powerful in their own right. So the King of Wands basically was enticing this King of Cups to follow the plan, that they would be okay, they would be protected, right? Not knowing the whole time, this King of Wands, who has some sort of leadership position, has been playing pretend on this pathway for a long time. They lead a lot of masculines down the karmic path. They use their power, they use their influence to lead masculines down the karmic path. And they know what they're doing. This King of Wands throws money around, okay? This King of Wands could be seen as some sort of, either they know a practitioner that they pay to do work for them, okay? And maybe a lot of these other masculines fear this King of Wands, okay? I feel like this King of Wands is a mature man who has a lot of money, okay? Who does voodoo or pays for voodoo to be done, and this is why they're trusted in their community. They're trusted, right? They have some sort of powerful position. This person could be a judge or a police officer or just somebody who has a judge or a police officer in their pocket, okay? So this is why this King of Cups felt like it's okay to trust this King of Wands energy. Whatever they're telling this King of Cups, I'm protected. I can do this work against this feminine, this mature woman energy. I'm going to be protected because this older man. So this King of Wands is an older man who's got a lot of money. This guy is going to protect me. That's what they thought, right? But what's happened here is this King of Cups went from being a lover and a king in the light attribute to being the lover and the king in the shadow attribute. Like they were led straight down the karmic masculine path by this King of Wands who promised to protect them, okay? So this King of Cups energy, they could be in this very obsessive energy right now, or when they were following the plan, this plan had something to do with causing you or others harm. It was a self-destructive path that they devoted themselves to. This King of Cups felt so protected by this King of Wands that they got into this energy of feeling entitled and like they had rulership over you, Divine Feminine. That nothing could stop them. They had rulership without restraint. They were protected. They knew the right people. Who's going to protect you? Okay, it's okay to walk away from you, Divine Feminine. Okay, it's okay to abandon this contract, to abandon the light. Maybe this King of Wands promised to teach this King of Cups something about voodoo. And the King of Cups trusted whatever he was being told. He trusted it, okay? To his own detriment is what Spirit's saying. So let's dig a little bit deeper into this situation and what's going on. So Spirit, let's pull these energies aside. Yeah, this King of Wands could have promised this masculine, this King of Cups masculine who traded his light for the darkness, they could have promised him wealth, riches, magic. He thought he was protected, okay? That's why he's in that energy of rulership without restraint. He felt untouchable. So tell me about this King of Cups. Okay, he wishes he wouldn't have left you hanging, but he did. Left you hanging in reverse. Like, this King of Cups is now regretting abandoning you, Divine Feminine, leaving you hanging. Okay? He knows, like, you were supposed to be left with no closure. So this King of Cups was supposed to do something pretty gnarly to you. He felt like he was protected in doing whatever he did to you. Then he was going to abandon you, leave you with no closure. Leave you in bondage. Okay? But what happened is you surprised everybody, you matured, and you went through your awakening process. That was always God's plan. That was always what was going to happen. But for some reason, these idiots right here, okay, thought they were going to leave you hanging with no closure and you were going to be bound. That's what they thought. That was the plan, right? To give you no closure. So, yeah, but guess what, baby? You're getting justice. You are getting justice. Your justice is the fact that this is over. You cannot be sweet talked, okay? And they can't sweet talk themselves out of this firestorm that they've created for themselves. Okay? Both of these masculines are in the fire. They're going to have to walk through the same fire they tried to put you through. And they can't talk their ways out of it, okay? These two are in massive regret because there's some sort of evidence about money being exchanged between the two. And they're both looking like jackasses right now, okay? They didn't expect you to have some sort of telepathic connection that was going to help you move on without closure. That was going to help you leave this behind and be free without closure. Your telepathic connection is your connection to the divine, okay? And a verse just popped up on my phone from the Bible verse app. It says, "Do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing." And that's what's happening for you, Divine Feminine, after being abandoned. Okay, there's some sort of money that's making these guys look like jackasses, okay? So the plan was to leave you hanging, to give you no closure. There's a lot of regret. So, yeah, the abandonment energy. Tell me about this King of Cups. I think these two were doing magic together. But I feel like, yeah, the King of Cups is a karmic tie. And they yeah. Okay, so I feel like these two were doing magic together, right? The King of Wands energy was encouraging the King of Cups to be reckless with you. To have no limits at the harm that they were going to cause you through voodoo, okay? Through some sort of sex magic. Because they have a karmic tie. These two have a karmic tie. These two masculines are karmically tied together. I don't know if they're lovers too, okay? This could be a hidden same-sex relationship between these two. But whatever, if it's not a same, if they're not, sleeping together, then they're just out here having reckless sex with karmic energies, and they're both doing something here, okay? Regardless, this King of Cups is now a karmic, and they have a lot of reckless sex. Tell me about the King of Wands. Yeah, this King of Wands convinced, okay, so they've got a secret. These two have a secret together, and instead of facing up and closing a karmic cycle, you caught on to their secret. You know something about these two, whether you know it or not, you know their secret, and this is what scares them. So they attacked you. They wanted to bring you down. They didn't want you to highlight something here. So the King of Wands convinced the King of Cups to turn their back on you and to keep their secret. So this King of Cups is keeping a secret for this King of Wands energy. This King of Wands energy is a mature masculine who has a lot of money to throw around. He does magic, or maybe this King of Wands did magic on you in the past already to keep a secret. And this King of Cups was involved in that. I feel like this King of Wands sent this masculine in to keep you in karmically bound, okay? In a karmic situation that was meant to leave you hanging. And this King of Wands promised him, I'll protect you. Go do this work. Go bind up this Divine Feminine. Keep her in this karmic cycle. Make sure that she doesn't find her way out. Make sure that she does not see a way out. Make sure she doesn't reach her awakening. Why though? Because of this secret. Something they've done in the past here. So yeah, now they're both under pressure. And so now both of these people are under pressure. They're losing sleep. They could have done something to children, or they could have been doing spell work on you since you were a child. They could do spell work on children. Okay? That could be their secret. Or they did spell work and could have caused someone to, maybe they're out here having reckless sex with females. If say they get a feminine pregnant, they'll turn around and do voodoo spell work on the feminine they have pregnant, and the next thing you know, the feminine is losing that child. Okay, it's because they take the energy. They use pregnancy for their spell work. These two. Okay, and you know this, or you escape this somehow, some way. You escape this. Okay, divine feminine. They can no longer pretend to be king lovers in the light attributes. Okay? They can no longer keep the secret that they're a karmic masculine on a karmic path. That they were led down this path by this voodoo that they were doing. And this, doing spell work on pregnancies and children. This is disgusting. Okay, yeah. Gossiping, jealousy, hater, fake. So this King of Wands is fake. They gossip and they hate on everybody. So this King of Wands is the type who wears one face for the public, but behind closed doors, the ones that are closest to them, they see a monster, is what I'm hearing. They see this person as a monster, and people are scared of this person because of who they know or who they have in their pocket or the money they can throw around. Like this King of Wands, normally people are scared of this person, so they do keep his secrets, because behind closed doors, this person is a monster. Anybody who could do this to a child or a pregnant woman is a fucking monster. Excuse my language here, but it's disgusting. I hope they bury these energies so far under the hell that they're about to be residing in. I hope they get buried to the deepest pit of the deepest pit of hell, wherever it resides, because that's where they belong, for hurting these children and for hurting these mothers and for hurting you, divine feminine. That's just my opinion, but this is disgusting. These are men who walk around in the world not getting women pregnant. These are the low down daddies, okay? These are the masculine energy types who only get into relationship with feminines if they can take your energy, if they can take something from you. Okay? They use reckless sex to create karmic ties to bind feminine energies, to keep feminine energies in Jezebel energy, to keep feminine energy out of balance so she can't awaken, so she doesn't mature, so she's in nothing but pain and chaos and anguish from the experiences that she's had with these low down, disgusting ass karmic masculines. It's a whole tribe of karmic masculines on the path who are out here stealing, killing, and destroying and calling it love. But their day is come. Their number is being called. Spiritually, their numbers are being called, is what Spirit wants to say. Yeah. Yeah, okay, see, yeah. And I told you, they're down low. These two are down low. They're down low lovers, or there's some sort of down low secret cult, sex cult going on here. Okay, I feel like it's masculine energies who, their truth is they're down low lovers. Okay, but when they need energy, or when they need to rise in their own status, or a quick hit financially, like what they do is they'll find a feminine. They'll be like living carefree with a feminine. Okay, they get them young. They get you guys before you're truly aware or awoken. They get you before your heart's been broken. They come in with this pretty bow and whistle, looking like everything you thought you wanted. Okay, and they got you living in the moment too. They send you all these love messages. They say all the pretty words, right? But the truth is, this is what they want. They want to put you in Jezebel energy, which is it's literally the energy that is opposed to what God wants for you. Okay? So they tell you what you want. They have you living in the moment too. They have you thinking you got to dress this way, act that way. If you don't have sex with them, then, they won't talk to you. Like they use sex as a way to bind young feminine energy so they can steal from the energy. They can steal from us. Trust me, I'm a 40-something-year-old woman. Been there, done that, and I was asleep to the games as I was going through it. But hindsight is everything, baby, and that's why Spirit is showing me this. Like, I can look back and see how the different masculine energies in this world are taking advantage. The karmic masculine energies of this world are taking advantage of the young women, my sisters, my daughters, my beautiful soul tribe energies who are on the rise. You guys, we're moving into a new generation now. And hopefully you younger women out here are going to be wiser and smarter than to fall for this bullshit that we fell for, because I fell for this until God slapped me awake and said, baby, you deserve better, you deserve more, and this is bullshit. They have an agenda. They want us to sacrifice ourselves so that they can have their lifestyle. They can have their money. They can be ruthless. They can take from our children, take from our energy, leave us out in the cold feeling abandoned, so that we're so dejected and hurt and confused because they're only saying they love us, but they're not proving it through their actions. Instead, they're abandoning us, right? They want you in Jezebel energy for their own agenda, collective. So I pray that the next generation are wiser than what I was in my day. Okay? I'm wiser now, but it took a lot of hard experience to be able to see through the veil and understand that these guys are fools. They're offering nothing. What do they offer? Okay? Except for a freaking... Anyways, I'm not going to go there. These guys are secret, bisexual, in the closet, down low lovers. They keep it under the closet. They keep it in wraps, okay? Because if it was out and loud and proud, okay, the way they should be, these are karmic masculines. Okay? These two are lovers. One of them's got money and knows all the right people. The other one is sent in and told what to do and how to do it, and it's disgusting. So somebody's lost a pregnancy here due to spell work because of these two masculines. Now they're losing sleep and they're under pressure because their numbers being called spiritually. They're no longer going to be protected in what they're doing, because we have woken up, we have gotten wiser, and maybe we're Divine Feminine Collective. We're out here making sure that our daughters, our sisters, our nieces, the next generation of the Divine Feminine energies know what to look for. Nobody taught us, right? But we can make sure that we do enough of these readings and we call out enough of these karmic ass masculines that the next generation has an awareness that we didn't have. Does that make sense? So these guys are losing their protection. Yeah. They're no longer able to see behind the veil. They used to be able to see behind the veil. They have no access to the veil anymore because of the work they've been doing on the Divine Feminine Collective. Okay? The children that they've been siphoning off of energetically. Tell me about the bisexual down low secrets. This is their secret. Yeah, they have no divinity, okay? Any entity attachment. They can't get rid of an entity. They can't see behind the veil. They lost their divinity. And okay, so this Jezebel spirit is an entity that they've been going through the collective, attaching to Divine Feminines on the up and rising, right? On the up and coming Divine Feminine Collective, right? By these tactics I was just talking about. They can no longer attach these entities, this Jezebel entity, to the next generation. They are no longer protected for this work. feminines are smarter and wiser. You're no longer living in the moment, trusting what these masculines are saying in these messages. You guys, the next generation is smarter than we were, than I was. I say we, but I'm talking about my generation, right? Thank God. You know? So divine feminines that are my age group, my generation, we must have done something right, or maybe we just done something completely wrong. Whatever it was, the next generation gets it. Thank God. We still did our work, divine feminine, okay? Yeah, this confusion, this illusion bullshit is over. Okay, they're unbothered. Yeah, divine feminines, our sisters, our daughters, us. We're held in high honor. We're unbothered. We don't care about their false narratives anymore. We don't care about third party situations. We're not becoming obsessed with these fools the way we did in the past, because we're healers and we've healed, and now we're bossing up. We're not interested in competing for their love. That's how they put you in Jezebel spirit. They have you competing with other third party karmics. You don't even know half the time you're competing with another man. Right? These two were down low lovers. Not everybody is, but these two specifically are. You could have thought you were competing with another feminine the whole time. That's what they make you think, but the whole time you're competing with a whole nother fucking ass masculine over here, who's a monster behind closed doors. But that's a cycle that's closing, divine feminine. If you're resonating with this energy, baby, you're a healer. You bossed up. You're closing the illusion. You can't be put in Jezebel spirit due to this false narrative that's trying to put you in obsession. Like this, you're supposed to be obsessed with this King of Cups because there's no closure, right? You're supposed to be worried about who he's with, about the third party he went to. Right? You're supposed to be so obsessed that you can't awaken, you can't mature, you can't boss up. But the truth is, you're unbothered. You're not confused. You're closing the door on this confusion, and it's got him depressed because your self-love is what's beating this spiritual warfare. And now these two are facing spiritual legal matters, okay? Because this wingman, this King of Wands is the wingman, okay? This King of Wands is the wingman to this King of Cups, his down low lover who's feeling like shit because you outsmarted him. You're a queen bee. You made him look like a jackass, and he's not used to that because he's used to being the man with the money who can, act like a jackass behind closed doors. He is a monster behind closed doors, but those people are scared of him. He throws money around, or either they're scared of him, but not you, divine feminine. You're saying, look at you. You're a jackass. Ha ha, I see you, motherfucker. You got the evidence, divine feminine. He's in massive regret because their ass is getting buried down in jail or hell. They're going to be buried under the jail or buried to the lowest pit of hell because that's what they deserve. Okay? Yeah, they thought that you was going to reconcile with this King of Cups that you might have been in union with, but you're saying, fuck no, I see you're a karmic lesson. Okay, my spirit team put me on the 411 here, right? You could be a reader, or you getting readers, and you're putting the pieces together that this was a karmic lesson. Okay, you're not gonna be obsessed to the point to where you feel like you got to reconcile this union with somebody who never fucking deserved you in the first place, right? The only way that these two could save their ass is if they put you in Jezebel energy. And they can't, divine feminine. So what they do? They're moving on to somebody else. They could have lost a baby. Tell me about that. Tell me about this pregnancy, wounded, and spell work. Yeah, a baby. There's something about a child. Unexpectedly, something happened here in a home. Yeah, Ice King. Hello. Okay, so yeah, this masculine, one of these masculines got somebody pregnant here, right? They expected a home. They expected unexpected money. But they started being an Ice King in the home. Like, they got somebody pregnant, then they started treating the feminine like shit, being the Ice King. Okay, and she could have lost that pregnancy, right? because of the stress that this person was putting her under, okay? Not knowing that the whole time, whoever she's dealing with, whichever one of these masculines it is, they're doing voodoo. Like, they stressed her out on purpose, okay? She trusted this person. She trusted the father of her child, who's doing magic to siphon off the energy of this child, so they can be the rich guy, mature man, so they can be seen as some mature man, like their hands are clean, I did the right thing type thing, knowing the whole time what they're trying to do is attach an entity to her. Just like they've done to countless other feminines along their path as being a karmic, along their karmic path here, okay? Yeah, but guess what, baby? You came in, okay, yeah. Look, baby, collective, divine feminine, my collective, you guys came in with destruction to put these guys in prison, to imprison these guys, because you're a star seed. This could be your family members or someone you got a family with. You could be the one that they did this to. Got a child with, or made you lose a child or something, right? Because of the stress they were causing you. This person's fake. They can't attach this energy to you. Even if they were able to attach it in the past, they're not attaching it. They're not going to be able to attach it moving forward. They've been seen. Okay? They've been seen. And you are faithful, baby. Your faith is healing you. And in the distant future, you're going to have real union, okay? You're going to have a real relationship, a faithful relationship. But you know, first you have to understand what this karmic masculine energy looks like, how it acts. When it's trying to manipulate you, when it doesn't feed into you and it's only taking from you. You have to know how to recognize karmic masculines, because they are very good manipulators. They really, really are. They've been at it for a long time, okay? Somebody has that lesson, collective. I feel like my Soul Tribe Collective, we get it, and we're passing on the truth, and you know, we're passing on strength to the next generation of our divine feminines who they've been trying to trap. They can't do it moving forward, right? So if you got daughters, nieces, younger feminines in your family, you're going to see that their path is going to be much different than your path had to be. Okay, collective? If you're an older divine feminine here, mature woman who's gone through an awakening, you're going to recognize that these tactics aren't going to be able to work on them. Yeah, because they're claiming their divinity over the confusion. Because you claimed your divinity over this confusion, literally, Spirit tells me all the time, we're building a higher platform for the next generation. That is what's going on here. We, my collective, me and whoever resonates with me, we took the hard road, but we did it in order to build the foundation and the platform for our daughters, okay? So I'll take the hit every single time if that's what it takes to make sure that my child does not fall prey to these nasty ass karmic masculine energies. We see behind the veil. We know what the bondage was. We saw behind the veil. God showed us where we were being placed under bondage, where we were being manipulated. Okay? What the truth of these two masculines here are. These bisexual, down low, keep my secret, let me be a sexual deviant masculine, right? We see them clearly, and they hate you for it, collective. They hate us because we see them. They hate us because we're not scared to speak up. They hate us because they can't sweet talk us. They hate us because they're getting karma and spiritual legal matters for this spiritual warfare that they placed us under. They're depressed because you have self-love and they cannot sweet talk you. They're worried about passing away and what's going to happen to them in the afterlife. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. Somebody's afraid of that. They know what they've done in this. They know what they've used their life for. right? Their precious time that they was given here in this physical realm. What did they use it for? They used it to manipulate, to place others under bondage, to scheme, to lie, to be a monster behind closed doors, to siphon off of innocent children's and mothers' energies. That's what they used it for. So no wonder they're afraid of going to hell. I don't believe in hell as a place per se, but maybe they do, right? They're afraid of what their judgment is when they pass away. Somebody's sick. Okay, what is this justice? Yeah, and funeral. Somebody's sick here. Tell me about justice and funeral, please, Spirit. Yeah, false narrative, earth angel, because they tried to paint a false narrative about you, collective. Whoever was the main one, maybe this King of Wands is the one who's sick, who's going to be passing away. Okay, they were painting a false narrative about an earth angel. This King of Wands was guiding the King of Cups, their bisexual lover. Okay, I feel like this King of Wands is older than this King of Cups, though, too. Somehow, this King of Wands got a hold of this King of Cups and turned him to the dark side. Maybe at a young age, even. But this is disgusting. So, false narrative, earth angel. Yeah, they're saying that you weren't divine, maybe because you listen to tarot or you read tarot. The false narrative could have been that you're not an earth angel, that the divine doesn't support you, right? The only thing is, okay, so if you are a reader, you started reading these people for filth, okay? You started reading their secrets for filth, and that's why they started spreading this false narrative about you. Because, I mean, it was only a matter of time before you saw what they've been up to. Right? God sent you in to call these energies out because of these entities they've been trying to attach to my soul tribe, to our people, right? Yeah. The justice is that it's over. The justice is that their secret of being down low lovers is coming to the surface. They can't hide it. Why not? They could have saved all of this if they could, you know what I mean? Like, why hide themselves like that, right? It's because they were up to no good, right? They're down low secret about it because they're up to no good. They're energetic vampires, okay? They misuse the time that was given to them in this world to to oppress. And they thought, well, we got, maybe if the protection, right? Maybe they've been working with entities. And now this entity that they were working with got handcuffed by the divine. And that's why, you know, they should be scared now. Because somebody's losing sleep. Because their secrets are coming out. And that entity's in reverse. So whatever entity they've been using, they can no longer use. Okay? I think whatever's going on with this baby and this, one of them, toxic parent, okay? There's some sort of toxic parent energy. Whoever this toxic parent is, whoever caused this loss of a child or children was doing spell work. This person is facing justice. Their justice is they're going to be passing away, okay? They're losing sleep about it. The entity that was once working for them has turned its back on them because divine stepped in and put some spiritual handcuffs on them, and they're feeling like shit because everybody's seeing them as a jackass. All these people that were scared of this person, that behind closed doors, right? All the people who were like scared of this monster behind closed doors no longer are scared of this person because now they're looking at this person as a jackass. Because here you are, Queen Bee, you came in and you put this so-called wingman and their lying-ass, two-faced, gossiping-ass messages to an end. You put them to an end. The Queen Bee, the Divine Feminine, stepped on the scene and put a stop to this jackass. Put a stop to their secrets. Okay, put a stop to what they were doing as far as energy harvesting off of feminine energy. Put an end to this false narrative they were saying about you, Earth Angel. Like, you're putting an end to this. Yeah, it's because of this is talking about your relationship with God, baby. Here's faith. distant future relationship again. Like, I feel like you have a direct connection to the divine, and all you had to do was say, hey Father, this is this what's going on, right? It's like God listens to you. Once you started seeing what these two were up to, and the confusion and illusion that they were doing against people who trusted them, using magic, right? Once you just put your little hands together and you said a prayer and you said, hey God, what's going on here? Is this really happening? Are they really doing A, B, C, or D? And God said, oh baby, let me send in my Archangel Michael. Let me send in reinforcements. I'm glad you finally see. Now I can do something about it. And this guy's been doing it for a long time. This man on this pathway has been at this for a very long time. He's gotten rich off of this, okay? But now everybody sees that he's a karmic masculine who was working with an entity. He keeps trying to say hello to people, and nobody really wants to talk to him. Something's going on with a masculine in a house, and money and lust. Yeah, this guy could be a pimp, okay? This guy over here was in some sort of pimp energy, and he can't do that anymore. So he's losing his money, is what I'm saying. But also he's bisexual, okay? He's been guiding this King of Cups out of his divinity into the dark, and he's bisexual. It's like maybe he even turns, maybe he gets a hold of these guys when they're even younger, and like he turns them this way through lust. This guy is a sexual deviant. He's got money and he's got people in his pocket, but he's a deviant. It's this King of Wands. The King of Cups, he's a karmic tie. He's learning a lesson. He's wrong too. But this guy over here is a monster. He's a monster. And that's how Spirit's seen him, as a monster. Because I feel like he gets a hold of young men. Okay, just like he sends these young men out to young women to put them in this karmic oppression. But see, he gets the young man first, right? He traps the young man first with this energy. Then he sends these young men out to these young women who are divine feminines to put them in Jezebel spirit so he can siphon off of the energy. This is coming to an end. It's coming to an end, okay? What else about this situation? Yeah, divine feminine, you're independent. You're resilient. You're not going to be you can't make me shut up is what I'm hearing. Like, yeah, they want nothing more than for you to shut up, divine feminine. They want to sew your mouth shut. Okay, about the teamwork about what they've been doing, okay, about what you survived, what you had to overcome, okay, but your efforts will be successful. You're going to close this whole cycle down. You're going to close this little game down that they've been playing. All you got to do is put your hands together and say, Father God, and you are heard, honey, and this is what's going on here. You're in this Nine of Pentacles energy. You can't be shut up. You're going to speak about what they're up to. What you're succeeding. Okay? You're resilient. You're overcoming. You have overcome this whole mess. Doesn't matter what they say, what they do. They're not stronger than the spirit that protects you. And the bullshit that they've done is literally going to have them buried. Tell me about this King of Wands. Oh, yeah, the Lovers. They attack spiritual unions. So they get the masculines when they're young. They attack these masculines when they're young. They bring them to the dark side, and then they send them out into the world to attack the feminine. Okay? And this is an older masculine who does this. And he's after spiritual love. Yeah. Well, you know what? This King of Cups is someone that's going to be making some sort of quick progress. Maybe this King of Cups is realizing what's going on here, what this karmic tie, karmic lesson is about this King of Wands. This King of Cups could be part of the downfall of this King of Wands. Okay? There could be some legal matter that's going to be taking place between these two. Maybe this King of Cups is gonna not be afraid of this King of Wands anymore. This King of Wands is older now, is an older person. Like, this King of Cups doesn't feel protective over that person anymore or protected by that person anymore. So I feel like the King of Cups is about to spill the beans because they want freedom. They want out of whatever this is. They don't want to take the fall for following this plan that they followed. This plan that they've been a part of. They don't want to be part of it no more. They don't want to keep the secret no more. Tell me about this King of Cups. So they're going to make some sort of fast progress here. Yeah, they want to talk about the past. They want to give some information about the past. About this King of Wands. And what this King of Wands has been doing to a community of people here. Who this King of Wands really is. Divine Feminine, this could be somebody in your family or in this King of Cups' family. Somebody who thinks that they got connections. Maybe they do, but they don't know more. Spirit's stripping them of all their connections, okay? All their friends, all the people that used to be scared of them. Like the Queen Bee, you, Divine Feminine, you are making these guys look like jackasses. And they hate you for it. So tell me more about this Queen Bee. What are you making them? Yeah, new boo. Tell me about the new boo. Mirroring. Okay, you could be mirroring one. So there could be a new boo in the scenario here. I feel like it's a new feminine who's been targeted by these two. I'm getting like one of these two has a new boo, and this person is mirroring you, Divine Feminine, the Queen Bee. And maybe that's how they're getting caught too. Like, you're making them look like a jackass. Like, they can't do their old game because of some sort of tarot readings, possibly. Like, these jackasses can't get away with this. And there's a new boo, a new target, someone who's been targeted by these two who's paying attention. Okay? Who is going to escape and get their freedom. Yeah, there's some bad news. They're gonna have to see the bad news of what this is. Or maybe this person's gonna call you with some bad news, or they want to tell you, yeah, somebody was arrogant, stubborn. Okay, so this new boo, I feel like this could be somebody you was warning about these two, and this new boo person was arrogant, stubborn, and they didn't want to listen to you, Divine Feminine, until they received the bad news, or until they had to mirror an experience that you went through with these two. That's when they're like, okay. That's when they want to come. Now this person may want to come in and talk to you about and they're not happy. They're not happy about what they've had to experience with these two, because they also went through some spiritual warfare. They could have thought you were sending, these two could have said that you were attacking them spiritually, told this new boo that you were attacking them spiritually, when the whole time it's these two down low lovers and their scheme that they've done to many other feminine energies. It was these two the whole time. This new boo energy is going to figure it out and realize that they're mirroring an energy. There's an energy and experience, a situation that they're mirroring, that you went through too, that you may have talked about or warned them about, but they didn't think that. They thought you were the one sending them spiritual warfare. They're going to figure out that it's these two idiots right here, this King of Cups, this King of Wands energy. Okay, these two bisexual energies who are actually under a lot of pressure. This new boo is about to receive some bad news that they weren't expecting, because they wanted to look at you, Divine Feminine, like you were the bad one. But you're not. Yeah, this new boo loves and hates you at the same time. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like these two said you were very shady and that they blocked you, and that there's other options of sex addiction. Round and round we go. STD, mirroring, bad news, rejected. Yeah, these two said that they rejected a divine feminine. It's not that they rejected you, divine feminine. It's because that was the plan. The plan was to abandon a divine feminine, put her in Jezebel's spirit, bind her. But it didn't work with you. So they targeted someone new. Okay? Whoever this new person is they targeted, they went to this other person and said, divine feminine, we're rejecting her. She's a phony. The false narrative, she's not an earth angel, she's doing black magic, she's the one sending spiritual warfare, she's doing this, she's doing that. When you're out here being a voice of reason, divine feminine, maybe looking crazy because you're speaking truth, right? But you're out here, shouting from the mountaintop what's really going on, and nobody wants to hear, right? Until they experience it. And so God's making it happen exactly the way you're saying things have happened here, like the truth is coming out. The true phony, the true tricksters, the true illusions are being broken. And the new boo, who's mirroring an experience that you had to mirror, is receiving bad news. Maybe they're finding out they got an STD and that they're in a karmic cycle with these two sex addicts who like to keep their options open. And they knew they should have blocked this shady ass person. Like they wanted to block somebody. Maybe the King of Wands. Maybe the new boo feels like the King of Wands is shady and they don't like that person. And they've been saying block that person. But the King of Cups won't. Why not? It's because of this scam they got going on. It's all coming crashing down here. Seriously. The new boo could be the one who suffered some sort of like wounding around a pregnancy because of spell work even. I don't know. Let's just get some advice here. If you resonate with this crazy energy, this story, hey, it is what it is, right? Some of us went through some hard shit, and some of us were smart enough to see who went through what and decided to do other things, right? Take it how it fits. Anyway, Spirit, what do you want to say to the collective? Let's see. You need a big fucking hug. Get the fuck outside and move your ass. Ask an expert, and some good shit is about to happen for you, okay? So collective, go on a nature walk. This was a huge assignment, divine feminine, earth angel energy. This was a huge case to crack, okay? Which means you went through a lot, okay, to get to the bottom of this. It was an assignment from the divine. You did it. You've done it, baby. You need to get a hug, okay? Let your spirit team hug you. Let your true friends and people hug you. Go outside, get some fresh air, get out there with nature. I feel like Spirit's saying you're an expert at this energy by now. Nothing gets past you. And just know that some good shit's about to happen for you. I feel like you're the expert here, okay? You're not going to hold on to shame, regret, abandonment. You're not going to be bound by their little entity. I feel like their little entity that they've been sending out, divine feminine, that was supposed to bind you. I feel like your spirit team bound it. Like it has no access to you, and it has no access. It can't attach to anybody else that's dealing with these two over here, okay? These two, their day is numbered. That's what Spirit's saying. And I feel like Spirit's telling you you're an expert. You went through a lot. Yeah. You didn't just settle. You looked for the information that would help you and others. You didn't just give up and let them call you crazy or spread a false narrative about you. Like you got out here and you kept looking for the information. Now Spirit wants you to return to your lighthearted, carefree energy. Maybe now that you've closed the cycle on this energy, you are more lighthearted, more carefree in your life. I feel like Spirit is filling you up, baby. And you can trust the information that you receive. You can't be duped twice, not off of this energy, right? You're an expert. And so, yeah, there you go. Victory. You got the victory over this karmic cycle, these two karmic masculines and their karmic illusion. You got the victory. And as you get your victory, you're leading other people to victory. So let them call you crazy. Let them say you're making shit up. Don't worry. God will back you up. God will show the truth. You just keep speaking and speaking and speaking because they want you to shut up, divine feminine, but that's not going to happen. Baby, your coins are coming in. You are an expert and you're getting victory. That's the point of this whole situation for you, Divine Feminine. And everything you went through will not be wasted. It was not done in vain, okay? It's about building those platforms for those other generations, okay? For other Divine Feminines who are still stuck in the illusion. Okay? You're a master builder, Divine Feminine. And whatever's going on here, baby, you built a platform so high that you was able to jump over this karmic wall with the divine's help. So just be in the energy of gratitude, and let these two-faced, jealous, down low, secret lovers that are trying to attach entities and make feminines Jezebel spirits, let them get their sweet justice, because that's exactly what's coming down the pipeline for these two and whoever else is in this energy. Okay? Love you guys. Bye.